Welcome to Elevated, a place where the mystical meets the everyday. I am Dawn, a stay-at-home mom to a wild and spirited boy, and a guide in the realms of Reiki, Akashic Records, natural healing, and soulful living. Here, we'll talk energy, intuition, spirituality, but also the realness of motherhood, wellness, and creating balance in the chaos of it all. So grab your tea, take a deep breath, and join me as we explore healing, alignment, and the beauty of both the magical and the messy. Welcome to Elevated. Welcome to Elevated, beautiful souls. How are you? I hope you're doing wonderful. If you're new here, I'm Dawn. I'm the founder, the owner of Elevated Soul Healing. I started this podcast simply because I wanted a place where I could talk about what I'm doing and to talk about my life and my family, share some knowledge with you, let you know kind of what my journey's like, a place where you can go where you can maybe feel like you have a community. I'm glad you're here. I'm happy you are here. Thank you so very much for being here. If you don't know much about me, like I said, I am the founder and owner of Elevated Soul Healing. What is that? What do I do? Well, I do Reiki, so I'll do animal Reiki, child Reiki, adult Reiki. I do all my Reiki sessions distantly. I don't do any in person. And then I do Akashic Records reading as well, so we can find out your soul blueprint. We can find out karma, what you have for karma, or if you're constantly seem like you have the same sort of loops going on, limiting beliefs, that type of thing. We can work on those. We can clear those. So I do those type of readings as well. Just finishing up with Earth Mystery School, which is basically level 2 of the Akashics, where we go a lot deeper. We go into of your life purpose here, into ancestral healing, into a lot more karma. I also do access bars where I do it distantly. Again, I don't do any in-person sessions simply because I don't have a studio that I go to. I just do it out of a spare room in my home, and I have a 4-year-old. And if you know kids, you know as well as me, there is not really a quiet time. And I don't really feel like it would be fair to my clients to bring them into my house while my child is yelling, screaming, running, jumping, beating up on his punching bag, doing the 4-year-old boy thing, riding his bike, doing papa wheelies in the house. It would not be relaxing for my clients. So I do everything distantly so it's relaxing for them. And then I can do it after hours when he goes to bed as well. And then it's not interrupting his sleep either. If you want to book a session or you want to look more into what I do, go to my website at elevatedsoulhealing.com. And today, what I wanted to talk about is something I'm very excited about. On Wednesday, my son and I went to my friend. Her mom was my Reiki master. So if you know anything about my story, if you've been listening to my podcast, you know that my Reiki master unfortunately passed away in 2020. And her daughter has continued the business, and my Reiki master was not only a Reiki master, but she read eyes. So she did what was known as iridology. And my friend continued on with the iridology part of it, and she got trained in LiveBlood. And I love iridology, and I loved iridology when her mom was doing it because it helped me get better. It helped me at a time in my life where I was so beat down, wore out, exhausted. I couldn't get through the day. I was eating a ton. No nutrients were going into my body, or very minimal. I shouldn't say no, but very minimal nutrients were going into my body. My digestive system was not working to what it should be. I just wasn't living well. Let's just say that. And I went to my iridology appointments, and we worked and we supplemented and we changed my eating and did some movement and stuff like that with my body, and I started feeling great. And the cool thing with iridology or with your body is if you really pay attention to the iris of your eyes and the color of it, you'll actually notice if you are healthy, they're a different color than when you're not so healthy. So for me, my eyes were dark when I was having a lot of problems. And as I was getting better and healing my body, my eyes were getting a lighter brown and a lighter brown. And I've noticed the last little bit that my eyes are starting to get a little bit dark. I know my diet has changed too. I blame it on the toddler-friendly meals, but really, let's just be honest, I'm getting complacent and it's just easier to do this, so that's what I'm doing. So I started eating bread again, which I was never gluten-free. I never restrict myself to the point where I can't have something, but I definitely limited my bread. I limited my dairy. I limited a lot of things like that. And since having my son, as much as I tried very hard in the beginning of him eating solid foods to eliminate a lot of that, it's just gotten to the point where there's a point where I still have to let him be a kid, and I don't want him to have a bad relationship with food. So I've allowed certain things, and then I've just noticed it just keeps slipping and slipping and slipping, and now I'm pulling in the reins again. So needless to say, I was at a point where I needed to go back, and I've done LiveBlood with my friend now for 2 or 3 times I've gone and done it. It's so cool. So I just want to explain what it was that we did, what we found, all of that. But before I get into my actual appointment with LiveBlood, I'm just going to go through a little bit of the basics and the overview for you. So live blood analysis is an alternative wellness practice where a small drop of blood, usually from a finger, is viewed under a microscope in real time. The goal is to observe the condition of your red and white blood cells, plasma, and other elements to gain insight into your overall health. In a typical session, a practitioner places a drop of your blood on a glass slide and examines it under a high-powered microscope connected to a TV screen. You are often able to watch alongside them as they point out different patterns, shapes, and movements in the blood. This session usually lasts anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes and may include a discussion about your lifestyle, diet, stress levels, and health history. Practitioners of live blood analysis look for visual clues such as the shape, size, and clustering of the red blood cells, white blood cell activity, signs of inflammation or immune stress, possible nutrient deficiency, hydration levels, indicators of oxidative stress or toxicity. And based on these observations, they may suggest dietary changes, supplements, or lifestyle adjustments to support better health. Many people are drawn to live blood analysis because it offers a visual, immediate look at their blood, which can feel empowering and engaging. It may help individuals become more aware of how their daily habits like nutrition, hydration, sleep, and stress could be impacting their body. Some use it as a motivational tool to make healthier life changes or track changes over time. Some practitioners incorporate blood type into their introspections based on the idea that different blood types, so A, B, AB, and O, may respond differently to certain foods, stressors, or lifestyle factors. This concept is often linked to the blood type diet theory, which suggests your blood type can influence digestion, immune function, and overall health tendencies. However, it's important to note that the relationship between blood type and diet or health outcome is not strongly supported by mainstream scientific evidence. While live blood analysis can be an interesting and holistic wellness tool, it is not considered a diagnostic method in conventional medicine. There is limited scientific evidence supporting many of the claims made about what can be seen or interpreted from live blood. It should not replace standard medical testing, diagnosis, or treatment from licensed healthcare professionals. So that is a little bit about what live blood is. And now I'm going to explain what we did in my session and what we found out. So I get there, and when it was my turn, she pricked my finger. She puts a drop of blood onto the slide, puts another slide on it, and that keeps it from going dry. And so it keeps it live. And then she takes another slide and we do 6 more dots on that. And that we look at after, but she lets that dry. So when we do the live blood one, so where it has 2 slides on it and it's not dried, she brings it up on the screen. Now, I want to preface, the day that I went, I was up in the middle of the night with my son for 2 hours. So I had gone to bed, had to sleep. He woke up. He was having a hard time. Our cortisol levels both spiked, his and mine. And it took me about 2 hours, to get him back to sleep and then to get myself back to sleep. So when she looked at my blood had clustered together. It was so clustered together. And she goes, oh, that's not good. So essentially, because my blood was so clustered together at the beginning, and again, I was exhausted, that could potentially cause for clotting, strokes, cardiovascular issues down the road. You don't want to see that. So you don't want to see your red blood cells together. She's checked my digestion with that so she could see how well I was digesting my food. Did I have a lot of food left? Apparently, A blood type, which is what I am, the digestion of them is slower than other blood types. Did not know that. So they tend to have more digestive issues, along with brown-eyed people as well, may have more digestive issues. Now, this is not a certain, like, yes, this is going to happen if you're A blood type with brown eyes, okay? It's not a certain, but it's a potential thing that could happen. We checked out my bowels to see if there's excess waste that isn't get eliminating. We checked out my cholesterol. We checked out my stress levels. You're actually able to check out your adrenal system, see how well that is, see how well your cortisol levels are. Guess what? Mine aren't that good because, I'm a stay-at-home mom to a 4-year-old and I'm literally in survival mode most days, I will say that. So I knew that my adrenals were shot and that my cortisol level was high. That was not surprising for me. We were able to check out my thyroid and to see how well that is. That is something that we need to work on. Just things like that you're able to actually check out and to have the discussions about, to see again what food for my blood type is good for me and what food isn't good for me. We went over some supplement recommendations. She doesn't want to put us on supplements. She'd rather us do the food approach, so eat the proper foods first to try and help. The number one thing too that she realized was that I was super dehydrated, which I will say didn't fully surprise me, because I've found that my water intake the last couple of weeks has been less than normal. Usually I will drink 90 ounces of water a day, and lately I'm lucky if I'm getting 45 ounces of water a day. There is that, and that's just water. Like, I'll drink just 90 ounces of water. Never mind, my coffee. If I have a tea, I don't really do fruit juices, don't really do milk, but just water. So I was definitely low with that, which again didn't surprise me per se, but did, because normally I'm really good with my water. But essentially, I've noticed probably the last couple months for sure, if not 4 or 5 months, I have been having the midday crash, just like down. And about 2 o'clock, I don't have the energy anymore. I don't have the care, the will, nothing. I've hit my complete max and I have nothing more to give. And the hard part then is I still have my preschooler, and then I still have to make supper before I get a break. And I've noticed my suppers are not the greatest because I just don't have the energy to even think about what to make for supper and then to make it. But not, again, we don't eat poor. Like, when I say my suppers aren't the greatest, we're still having some sort of meat and some sort of vegetable. Typically, I roast my vegetables. Maybe depending on the vegetable, I may throw it in and steam my vegetable, but we always have a meat. We always have a vegetable, maybe a carb. I don't know if my vegetable is a carb, but typically we don't do bread at supper time. It's usually meat and vegetables, and it doesn't take long. Like, it's not hard to do, right? Like, I put the meat on a pan, and beside it, I put the vegetables that I want to roast, and usually they're frozen. I don't do fresh because A, I don't think fresh is as fresh as we think it is, and B, I am really bad at not always using up my fresh, so then they go bad, so then we just have to give them to the animals anyways. So in order to not waste the food, not that we were wasting the food, but in order to not waste the money, I've been buying frozen. So I just toss on the frozen vegetables, put on some olive oil, some seasoning, and call it good and put it in the oven for half an hour, 45. So our meals aren't bad. They're not, and that's the thing. I always am like, oh, they weren't so good. Why? Because I didn't spend 2 hours prepping my food? No, you don't need 2 hours. So we do a lot with the food, not so much a lot with the supplements. But what she was telling me too is that my adrenals are so taxed right now. My cortisol is so high. That's why I'm getting the midday crashes so bad. That's why it doesn't matter how much sleep I get. I just don't feel like I have enough energy to do anything at all. I'm definitely noticing that, like, going to the city for the day, it wears me right out, and I need almost a day and a half to like recoup, which is ridiculous at my age. Like, I shouldn't be that bad. Doesn't matter how much I sleep. I never feel like I have enough sleep. It explains my complete moodiness, why I'm like Jekyll and Hyde. Honestly, it's crazy. I could be happy one moment and super angry, frustrated the next moment. It's not even fun to live with. I don't even find it fun to live with. I do try and manage those outbursts, but things happen. I'm not perfect. And that's all based on my hormones being out of whack. That's based on my adrenals being out of whack. I got my plan of what I need to do. One of them is I need to soak in the tub for about an hour a day. That will not happen. Our water is filled with so much chlorine that I just can't. My skin doesn't like it. I can't be in the water every single day like that. And I get it. It's to detox. So I'm going to start doing a foot bath every single day. My son's been doing a foot bath for the last 3 days because that's part of his protocol as well. Of course, you put magnesium in it. Well, you put Epsom salts in it, which is magnesium. And then we put baking soda in it. And let me tell you, this kid, the last 2 nights, because this was our 3rd night tonight, but the last 2 nights, this kid has had the best sleeps that he has had in so long, which means I'm getting the best sleeps that I've had in so long. So it's beautiful. It's like if he's sleeping, I can sleep. And then that should help with my adrenals and going to bed early. And because he would like to get up around like 9 o'clock, sometimes have an issue or not. But then it's like he wouldn't really get back to sleep in like a good deep sleep until like about 11 o'clock. So you're not really going to sleep during that time frame because you know that potentially you could be woken up within that time frame. So you don't go to sleep until about 11, 12 o'clock at night, but then he's up at 6 every single day. I don't like going to bed at 11 o'clock at night. I really don't. So we're just changing some protocols around. But it was super cool to see the live blood. Like, it's cool to see how your blood moves around. It's cool to see the inflammation in your body. Not that you want to see the inflammation, but you get to see that, right? You get to see the food digested or not digested. If you take Advil or medication of any sort, you actually see those deposits in your blood system. You see the cholesterol in your blood system. You see, I'm just trying to think of like everything that we saw. Like the bowel, the food that wasn't removed or eliminated. You could see if it's gone back into your stomach as well, and it's now becoming very toxic in your body. You can see your liver, so you can see how well your liver function is, how well your kidney function is. I think you can see like your pancreas, your spleen. Like, you can see all of that within there. You can see your lungs. So for myself too, I think it goes back to using the Traeger smoker all of last summer. And I was saying to my husband at the end of last summer, I'm like, I'm having like a harder time breathing. Like, I just notice it. Like, my chest feels heavy, like I have something on my chest. And what it is I think it's from the pellet smoke all the time. That what happened was I ended up having an issue with it. Like, maybe not everybody does, but like my system couldn't get rid of it or something like that. And she looked at my lungs, and my lungs look super bad, really bad. And we need to clean those out. Like, and I even like right now that it feels heavy. I haven't done my tea that I would always do every day to help. And this winter, I ended up with about a month where I wasn't sick. Like, I didn't need to go to the doctor. I didn't need to take any medication, but I just had every morning where I had so much phlegm coming out, and it was just this deep, dark phlegm, and I would have this nasty, deep cough to try and get the phlegm out. Did you know, I just learned this, that if you have a phlegm, it's not a nasal or a sinus problem. It's actually a gut problem. Everyone with post-nasal drip, they think that it is a sinus issue, so they're taking antihistamines, they're taking cold medications, trying to stop it. But really what it is it's your gut. So when you're going to sleep, or if you've eaten something that you shouldn't be eating, or that is causing your system to be more moist or damp, they say, it's actually causing the phlegm. And then when you're sleeping, the phlegm goes into your lungs. On my lungs, you could see that there is stuff sitting on my lungs that needs to come out. And it's not the first time that she said that to me too. I think we had the same problem. I went Christmas of 2024 and then now in 2026. So I missed all of 2025. And when we had gone then, she said that my lungs were a bit of a problem as well. Like I said, even right now, I just feel like they're heavy and they're hard and I can't get the deep breaths in. Really good to just go and check and see what can happen in your body or what does happen in your body. And then the other one is when I came in, I had what's known as LiveBlood patches. And these are just patches that essentially you put on your body pretty much on your meridian somewhere or at an acupressure point. And what they do is they're built to take light from your body and put it back into your body. So it's essentially light therapy is what it is. My husband had come home with these LiveBlood patches. He tried them out from a lady that he knows. He really liked them and we started using them. And I've been off of them for about 4-ish months. There's a point where your body starts feeling like you don't need them anymore. But I had them. And I was like, hey, can we take my LiveBlood again with these patches? Because I just want to see the difference. Can you really see the difference with this? And she goes, sure. She's had some other clients that are on them, so she already knew about them. I take 3. So I have I think it's an Aeon one, which helps with, I believe it's more the inflammation. Then there's an X39 and an X49. And those help as well. And what happens too with this is when you're wearing them, you're actually rebuilding your stem cells in your body. So I wanted to see, right? I'm curious. I'm like, let's see the difference. See it to believe it, right? So I put them on and she took my blood and we looked at it again. The complete difference. My red blood cells that were clumped together the first round without the patch, they weren't clumped anymore. They're doing their thing like they're supposed to, and they're going around and they're looking wonderful like they're supposed to. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Then the inflammation that I had, because I had very high inflammation, that inflammation was almost all gone. Okay, I put the patch on, and 2 minutes after I put the patch on, if that, we retook my blood. Okay. Not like I put the patch on and I sat there for half an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. Literally, it was about 2 minutes and it was different, instantly different. That's how cool LiveBlood is. I just love it because it's such an instant reaction. She looked at it and she goes, things have totally changed by using these. And I wish that I didn't fully have my son with me and I could have spent more time with her and gone through it a lot more to look at it a lot differently, but that wasn't the case, and that's fine. That's perfectly okay. But yeah, it was super interesting anyways. So I really liked going because it allows me the ability to physically see what is going on in my body. Yes, I can get all the labs. I can. I don't understand the labs. I don't understand what this number means and what this number means and what that means. Is this good? Is this not good? I don't understand that. I can look at my physical blood, which is in my body, and I can see what is going on instantly with my body. And one of the cool things I absolutely love, my husband had this happen to him. So when he got his LiveBlood done, I don't know, a couple of years ago, he had a realization while we were all sitting there and his blood changed. It was so cool. You actually physically saw his blood rearrange and change when he had this realization. It's so cool what our bodies actually can do. And it's such an interesting thing for me because you physically see it. You physically can see what's going on. I'm sure if you were to have a limiting belief and then you were able to go and do live blood, have a realization, and change that limiting belief, instantly your blood would change. Like, I honestly believe you could actually see that. It would be so cool. I wish I knew enough about it so that I could do it on myself for those reasons. It is something that I don't always go and do, but I should do more. It's literally 20 minutes from my house. It's my friend, and it's just a super cool thing. So I'm going back mid-June just to get checked out again, just to see how my adrenals are doing and my thyroid, because they need a lot of work. And so just to make sure that I'm on the right path and things are going okay, I'm going to go back and do a follow-up appointment with her. So I'm already booked in. So I'm excited I can't wait to see how things have changed. Can't wait to see if I'm hydrated again. And here's the other one. You can check out your heavy metals. Do you have a ton of heavy metals? You can see if you have parasites in there. My son had a little one. He was so tiny and he was swimming around. I have this long one, which last time I went, I didn't even have a parasite. This time I have a parasite. And of course it looks so big because it's blown up. It's a drop of blood, okay? And there's a parasite in there. It's literally not 12 inches in my body, but it looks like that on the screen. So that's how big this is blown up. So anyways, there's this parasite there. And I'm look at my worm tie. He's like, ew, that's gross. But I like it because you can see, do you have parasites? There's so many things going around on the internet. You should do this, or you should detox your kid, or it's a really good way of finding out, does your kid have heavy metals? Do you and your kid, or whoever, do you have parasites? Because if you're doing cleanses that you don't need to do, if you're doing things that you don't need to do, that is harmful to your body. So this way you can see, what do you need? It helps you to know too, for different vitamins. Do you need this vitamin? Do you not need this vitamin? Are you low on vitamin B6? Are you low on vitamin B12? Are you low on D3? Are you low on K2? It shows you those kind of things in there. You can see that. And that's what I like too. So you sort of take out the guessing game of what you need. And especially in a world where we have so much information all the time and we're constantly bombarded. And if you click once on something about a parasite cleanse or something, then you're bombarded with it. And then you feel like you have it and you have to have this done and you don't know which one's the right one. And everyone's selling something and everyone's going to tell you it's the greatest one. But at the end of the day, it's really nice just to be able to go in to see it and be like, whoa, okay, yeah, I do need this. I don't need this. Maybe we can get her on the podcast and we can talk more deeply about what LiveBlood is, what virology is. Those are things that I absolutely love learning about. Like I said, I love going because I get to see it and I get to experience it. I like knowing what's going on in my body. I truly do. I know. It's weird. Some people might be like, that is just too much and I don't want to know. And what I don't know doesn't hurt me. But I really like learning, and I think it was because when my brother got diagnosed with cancer, again, at that point in time, I was so exhausted. I needed a nap at work. I couldn't get through the workday. It was getting so bad. And I didn't understand any of this. I didn't understand the health part of it. I didn't understand, I knew don't eat junk food. But I didn't understand that milk is yeast. And that's the other thing. You can actually check out what's going on for yeast in your body. How much yeast do you have? You would think yeast is bread. No, it's dairy, it's strawberries. And it's just so cool to be able to go in and learn all of this and be like, well, I have really bad eczema, which is from yeast, okay? Psoriasis and eczema is too much yeast in your body. Eliminate the foods that are full of yeast. But I wouldn't have known strawberries was full of yeast. I was like, what are you talking about? Everyone says strawberries are good. They're high in antioxidants and we should be eating them and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know they're on the dirty dozen. I get that. But they're still a good berry, right? They're good for your body. They're a healthy food. You should be eating it. Well, that strawberry is causing yeast in your body. The dairy is causing yeast in your body. So it's great to know that information and to go forward with that. But I'm wondering if people that are even on paleo diets, if you're eating strawberries, do you still have a high yeast in your body because they do not eat dairy and they do not eat gluten? So there shouldn't be yeast in the body, but maybe there still is because you're eating certain vegetables, fruits that actually breed yeast that we don't even know about. It's very interesting anyways. It truly is. So just something I thought I would share before I wrap up, because I'm done talking about LiveBlood, because I probably could talk about it forever because I absolutely love it. But again, if you're interested, I can leave the link of the company in the bottom of my show notes. I'm not sponsored by any means. I'm just saying that I went and did it. I loved it. I'm going to give you the update mid-June there when I go back, let you know how I'm doing with my lungs and my adrenals and my inflammation. And anyways, before I go, I wanted to do a card pull for you because I didn't do it at the beginning. I don't know. Do you like the card pulls? Please let me know. If you don't, we won't do them anymore. If you do, great. Let me know. Let me know, do you like them at the beginning of the podcast or at the end of the podcast? I pulled from the Soul Helper Oracle. I love this deck so much, by Christine Ariana Fader. Love it. Oh, they're beautiful, beautiful cards. And I pulled card number 13, which is Rise Above the Dark Days of Life. And the short meaning of it is, do not fight them, but have faith that the light will always return. And then the long meaning from the book is, you have had your share of good and bad times. Night falls, cool and gray, but day will dawn, bringing the sun and light, warm, soft, and healing on your skin. Do not struggle when there is nothing to struggle against. You are neither night nor day, but instead you rise above both. You are neither darkness nor light. You simply absorb them and transform them into something new. There is nothing that the outside world can give you. The only things that matter are the light in your heart and the voice in your soul. Meditate in silence and without distraction from thoughts of anger, rage, or sadness. Rise above these feelings. You are not your rage or your anger, nor are you the sadness that tries to make you feel bad about yourself. You are always the person you decide to be, the person you want to be. This is always within your power. The warrior within you is a servant of the light and brings you centeredness and meditation. Your inner warrior light is the source of wisdom and stillness, bringing every weapon to bear to shatter the shadow of depression when its icy hands reach for you. Connect powerfully with the resonance of your inner warrior. Do not reject it. This part of you is blessed with knowledge and is more familiar with peace than any other, precisely because it is this aspect of your personality that protects peace within you. The warriors rise calmly above all potential threats because they know fear. They know it so intimately that it holds no longer any fear for them. Your helpers for the next 21 days is going to be the power animal panther, the herbal essential oil cedarwood, the healing crystal of snake skin jasper, and the number 4. I will take a picture of the card and I will put it up on my Instagram and my Facebook, and you can find that at the Elevated Facebook and then the Elevated Pod Instagram. If you want to connect with me, you can do so in a number of ways. So there's always my website at elevatedsoulhealing.com. I will link that at the bottom for you. You can email me at elevatedsoulhealing@gmail.com. You can follow me on Facebook at Elevated Soul Healing. Or if you want to follow just the podcast, it's Elevated on Facebook. And then on Instagram, you can follow me at Elevated Soul Healing. Or if you just want to follow the podcast, it's Elevated Pod. I'll leave that information at the bottom in the links for you. And then same thing goes with the company that I went to, which was New Millennium out by Regina Beach in Saskatchewan. I will leave their website as well if you're interested in LiveBlood or Iridology. Again, she does both of them if you're curious, and I will definitely have an update for you mid-June about how I am doing. How are my lungs? How are my adrenals? How's my cortisol? Today I did my adrenal cocktail, which I did it before and then I just stopped. I totally forgot about it. So good. Found out my potassium was low too. Like, this is how cool LiveBlood is. There's just so much that you can find out. But yeah, I found out that my potassium was low. And so with my adrenal cocktail, I found it from a lady on TikTok. I know you're like, TikTok, really? That's where you get your information from? Yes, because I really do believe what she promotes because I've followed her for quite some time. She doesn't sell a lot of things. She's very crunchy in a lot of what she does, and I love it. And she's very true and authentic. So Yes, I followed hers and I've tried it and it is wonderful and it gives me so much energy, and I didn't even have my crash today and I feel amazing, and it was the first day that I did it. So what it is it's 4 ounces of orange juice, and I'll leave this too in the bottom of my show notes as well. It is a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar because that is pure potassium. It is a 1/4 teaspoon of Celtic salt or Red Man's sea salt, which again is your electrolytes, which you need to hydrate your cells. So you do the salt, and then you fill up basically a liter worth of water and you mix all that in with the water. You can put in coconut water as well. So I had some coconut water today. I put in coconut water and then I filled the rest up with water. I did that and it was amazing. And I felt so good. And I can't wait for tomorrow when I get to do it all over again. Another thing that I'm going to probably be talking about, maybe not too in depth, but on Monday, I'm going to do my liver cleanse. So I can let you kind of know how that goes. I haven't done a liver cleanse for probably, for sure, 6 months. I'm thinking more like 9 to 12 months. I haven't done one. So it'll be really interesting. I can't wait to do one. Again, I'm hoping I get big stones, but I might be going back to little stones because I haven't done it for so long. So essentially, the more times that you do the liver cleanse, you're actually cleansing out stones. I'm not a medical professional, but from what I have learned and what I have seen on my own, and I'll go into this a little bit more on my liver cleanse podcast, but if you are doing the 3 days where you're just drinking lemon juice and cayenne pepper and you are not getting stones, you are not fully cleaning out your liver. Our liver, when it is toxic, which everyone's liver is going to have toxins in it, okay? It's just how it is. It's our filter system, right? That's what it does. It is literally going to have stones in your liver. Now, I am going to say this. I did the liver cleanse for a year and I was passing stones. At first they were little stones, then they were really big stones. And I was passing a ton of stones, okay? I will say certain things that I've noticed. The dark circles under my eyes are less when I do my liver cleanse, and I know when I need to do a liver cleanse because the dark circles come back. Secondly, if you have brown spots on your body that are called age spots, those are actually liver spots. That is your liver telling you that it needs a little bit of work. Thirdly, I did LiveBlood before I did a liver cleanse. I did a year of liver cleanses and went and had my LiveBlood done. The difference of seeing my liver with LiveBlood and the iridology prior to that, and it always being an issue, starting the liver cleanse for a year, doing it and coming back and my liver not being a problem says something to me. So I am a firm believer in the liver cleanse. Now, I can leave the information for the liver cleanse at the bottom as well, but that's just me. So I'm going to do my liver cleanse on Monday and we're going to talk about it next week. So that's kind of what's coming up. I do have a interview with a guest as well. It was so amazing. I learned so much in this interview. It was with Maureen Bandis, and she's from Saskatchewan, and she does something called AO wellness scans. Amazing, so cool. She just did my wellness scan for me last night. I haven't really looked at it a whole lot. It was late in the evening and I just haven't sat down to look at it today yet, but she did mine and it was so cool what she found out, especially because we did it after I did my LiveBlood. So kind of what came up, I was like, oh, I literally just saw that a couple of days ago in my LiveBlood. Like, that's so cool. So yeah, so really interesting. So we're going to get into depth talking about that. And then I do have 2 more interviews that I got to do. So I have one with a massage therapist who deals with a lot of like prenatal and postpartum and ladies that have had breast cancer or going through breast cancer, that type of thing. And she does massage therapy for them. So we have to book that one because we had it booked and then she got sick. So we need to reschedule that one. And then I have a lady as well that I'm going to be talking to that's a doula. So that'll be really interesting. So those are a couple of the next couple of weeks topics that we have, or next month-ish topics that are coming up. If there's anything that you want to have discussed on this podcast, you want to know anything, are you curious about something? Do you want to be a guest on my podcast? Anything like that, please, please, please reach out to me, elevatedsoulhealing@gmail.com. You can reach me as well on my website. Come on, I would love to talk to you. I love learning. I love having guests. I love it so very much. And I thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to be here next week with you and share even more information. So thank you so very much for being here. I love you, and I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you.